All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for watching this video and coming in. What this video is a live broadcast that I did revamped. So I had some technical difficulties as I was doing my live conference, so I decided it needed a revamp. My video quality was horrible, my audio quality was horrible. Everybody else, the guests that I had, the guest speakers did an amazing job. So I felt they deserved a revamp. I also redid my presentation. You're about to hear my presentation first, and then it will lead into the rest of the conference. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you check out the rest of the conference. So we have myself. Let me introduce myself. I'm Jacob Craig. I was the host of the conference, and I'm an author and researcher, mainly in the personal development space. So I research leaders in health, fitness, motivation, and success, and write about them in hopes that people get as much value from them as I do. So my first book is a bestseller. It just released this past March, and it's Inspiring Leaders in Health and Fitness, Volume 1. And it is on Amazon. You can find it there. But as I was doing podcast interviews for that book, I had the pleasure of meeting a lot of motivational speakers, success coaches, executive coaches, and just so many amazing individuals. And there are a few that really stuck out to me. So this conference here is how to achieve both personal happiness and professional success. And the four people that we have here really, we're all tied together in that we try to help people with both goals in their professional lives and their personal lives to help improve both their professional success and their personal happiness, because there's so much that's tied together there. So I think you'll get some value from all of our presentations, but if you stick and enjoy one, try out the next one, watch the next one. And we also followed it up. So we all did a 10 to 15 minute presentation, and then we followed it up with a roundtable discussion. So I hope you check that out as well. We had an awesome discussion between the four of us, answering the audience questions. And we also had questions for ourselves where we talk about failure and we talk about how we sustain work that we're passionate about and just day in, day out. And so a lot of great questions asked by the audience, and we all had just a great time discussing those with each other. So I think you'll enjoy that if you check that out as well. But anyways, here's my presentation, The Power of Focus and Reflection. Thank you. With me being an author, it really shouldn't come to a surprise to anybody that I'm also an avid reader. I'm going to be bringing up a few books through this presentation, and I'm going to start with two of them. The first is Where Good Ideas Come From, and the second is Susan Cain. They're actually history books in an interesting way. They talk about history from a totally different lens. I'm not usually a history buff. So the first book, Where Good Ideas Come From by Stephen Johnson, is a book on the history of innovation. So he goes back in time and talks about how we had leading innovators like Charles Darwin and Thomas Edison and Ben Franklin, and how all of those innovative leaders were deep thinkers and would just experiment and explore for years and years, and then one day stumble upon something that was their breakthrough experiment that really developed their ideas and developed something amazing. And then not too far, and then not too recently, that changed to, rather than being deep thinkers, he says that nowadays the key to innovation is the conference room table and collaboration. And so going from deep thinkers to then the conference room table, he says the main difference is just how times have developed with technology. So Susan Cain's Quiet, that book is much, much different. It is on introverts, and it talks about how we used to really prize people who were introverts, who were the deep thinkers. And so where the correlation comes in is the same point in time where Stephen Johnson is saying we went from deep thinking innovators to the conference room table and to companies like Apple and Google, Susan Cain is saying we went from caring more about the character of somebody to now caring more about the personality of somebody, aka looking more towards, more balanced introverts and extroverts, to now we really hold up the extroverts rather than looking to leaders like Abraham Lincoln. Nowadays, we look to leaders like Tony Robbins. And it's nothing to say wrong about Tony Robbins, because it's just two different sides of the spectrum. You have an extreme introvert and an extreme extrovert. And instead of looking at the civil rights movement and thinking of the powerful movement of the quiet Rosa Parks, we think of the power and the speeches of the personality that came from Martin Luther King. And instead of, when we look at Apple, we don't look at the brilliant inventor of Steve Wozniak as much. A lot of us look at the personality and the branding of Apple behind Steve Jobs. And so are we suppressing innovation? Are we putting too much prize on the personality and not enough on the character and what goes into inventions rather than branding and personality? So it's interesting to think about. Something that really opened my eyes while I was reading this is how much of an introvert I am. And when I was growing up, I really enjoyed reading books. I enjoyed journaling, and I, hang to myself a lot. And I remember being in the car one day with my dad and my brother. And this isn't a shot at my dad either. I couldn't ask for a better father, but he turns to me as they were talking and says, "When are you going to grow out of this? When are you going to start talking more?" And, it made me feel awkward, but, I just gave him my honest answer of, I don't have anything really to say right now. And I'm sorry, but it's just the way that I am. And so society definitely does have pressure for introverts to act more like extroverts. And I just wanted to say that point of, I have felt those social pressures, but there are benefits of introverts picking up extrovert traits and developing skills in those areas. Of course, there's absolutely benefits there. There's also a lot of benefits from extroverts doing things that introverts normally do, to rather than just being in groups and having that group think all the time, so to say, having that deep thought by yourself to really build your own perspective, your own thoughts, and think of new ideas for yourself and develop yourself. It's so very important. And as an introvert, it kind of comes second nature to write, to read. And for an extrovert, it might make them just as uncomfortable as it makes an introvert to step into a new social situation where they don't know anybody. But it's very important, no matter who you are, to reflect. Now, I think of the development process similar to the creative process. I think that it's important to, really develop your ideas into something and create those goals for yourself to turn it into a reality. If you reflect enough, if you deep think enough, you'll stumble upon ideas. And if you have enough passion and purpose behind those ideas, you can turn that into something that you're really, really proud of. So these are all keys. You need to reflect. You also need to look yourself in the mirror and hold yourself accountable. We all can achieve that professional success and that personal happiness that we're looking for, but we have to be willing to hold ourselves accountable, and we have to be willing to put in the work and earn it. I also want you to know this while I'm on this slide, is that no matter how much time and money you spend on development, none of that time or money is wasted. That's another similar thing to what my dad taught me, actually. Was he said any money spent on new experiences is not money wasted. You're not wasting that money. And I just want to say here that any time or money spent on your personal or professional development is not wasted either. So this is how you turn ideas into reality. You need to reflect, you need to hold yourself accountable, and you need to put in that hard work. So if you might be thinking, how do I get started? Well, let me show you just how simple this is. And you may want to write this part down. Think about, what does success mean to you? This is such a powerful question, and it gets asked to motivational and success coaches all the time. What does success mean to you? How would you define success? And everybody has a little bit of a different answer because they're coming from different perspectives. Everybody's going to have a different definition for themselves. So, how I would define it, it's really a combination of answers that I've heard because I've heard so many, I can't even put a number to it. But to me, the definition of success is to have fulfillment in any or all areas of your life, that feeling of fulfillment. And so these 5 areas that I have up for you: health and fitness, education, career, relationships, and lifestyle. These are the 5 categories taken from Warren Buffett's 2 list method. That's what I use when I'm goal setting. But you can think about how, when you're reflecting to yourself, you should be thinking, do I feel fulfilled in these areas of my life? And what goals do I want to set to get to where I want to be, to get the fulfillment that I want in my health and fitness, in my education, in my career, et cetera, et cetera. So this is what is key. This is what is important to think about, to start reflecting and to start focusing on the goals that matter to you at that time. Just choose 1 or 2 big goals related to these and start moving. That is what is important. And the interesting thing about this is everybody has a different balance. Everybody is unique in this. Isn't that the beautiful thing about what makes us human, is that we all are so unique? Well, think about this. We all have different values. Some of us value our relationships over our career. Some of us value our health and fitness over our education, vice versa, et cetera, et cetera. So find what you need to feel fulfilled. And rather than looking at success as dollar signs and what you're chasing that is going to take a long time to get, instead enjoy the process and start achieving bigger and bigger goals for yourself. So something that connects with me too, one of my favorite quotes comes from Bruce Lee. He says, I'm not in this world to live up to your expectations, and you're not in this world to live up to mine. So find that balance that makes you happy. Start reflecting, start writing down goals, focus on a couple of them, and just go crush it. All right, that's my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you ever want to reach out to me, my email is up right here. It's jake@inspiringleaderscollective.com. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation and you're ready to start reflecting and focusing on those goals that matter most to you. So, like I said, if you want to check out my website, inspiringleaderscollective.com. If you want to reach out to me directly because you liked that video, email me at jake@inspiringleaderscollective.com. And that's my direct email. You can talk to me, and whatever you're having difficulties with, I will do my best to assist you with that and push you to that next level. All right. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you got some value out of that. I hope you enjoyed it. Know that this was a free live conference for people, and putting up this video took some time as well, redeveloping this, revamping it. And if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, and know that wherever you're watching this, if you share it, whether it's on LinkedIn or whether you're watching it on YouTube and you share it somewhere else, or if you're watching it on Facebook, please, please, please like the video, share the video, and so we can reach more people, giving them value. I'm glad that you enjoyed it, and take care.